that's also why you upgrade your talent. That's why you also upgrade your artifact, not just for doing like left click, and so go on, because that's not how the game is built. Ciao ragazzi, LordTeox here and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. Today we're gonna talk about my favorite team, why I think is the best one, and how to build a better team depending on your character. Before we start, I wanna show you my 4 character, artifact, constellation and talents. Start with some tips and after we're gonna go over with the video. So my healer is Xinshu, my main DPS is Diluc, I'm using Ganyu as a burst DPS, and at the end we have Zhongli. The main reason I use Zhongli also because it's my favorite character, but at the same time thanks for the new 1.3 update and the buff of Geo and the buff of Zhongli. It make it basically almost unresistible, and if you have Zhongli, I don't understand why you should not use it in your team. Going back to my Xinshu, I can show you the artifact here. I'm using a 4-piece Heart of Depth. I have got really lucky, so Constellation 6, but just as you know guys, you don't actually need Constellation 6 for this character. Of course some Constellation will be nice, but this is not the main reason why I use Xinshu, or also why I use this team. Another things are talent, 9, 8 and 3, but normally this talent, what I recommend you is to leave it at least at 6. Not for the normal attack, since your healer doesn't need to right click or left click, so you don't actually need it for this reason, but you need the other skills, is E and is Q. Going over to Diluc, we have 6, 6 and 7. In this case, of course, since it's our main DPS, we definitely need some normal attack, and one of the most powerful things of Diluc is E. We got Constellation 0, and artifact, I'm going for a 4-piece of Crimson Witch of Flames. And as a weapon, we have a Serpent Spine. Going over to Ganyu, Compound Bow, physical damage. Artifact, we have a Wanderer's Troop, 4 pieces, Constellation 0, and talent again 6, 6, 6. Zhongli, we have 6, 6, 7. Constellation 1, I got pretty lucky, and artifact, we have a 4-piece of Retracing Bolide or Bolide, and as a weapon we have a Crescent Pike. Now that we are done with the character, the first tips is coming right away. Try to focus at least in 2 different main DPS. In this case, I have Diluc for my favorite team, and the main DPS I have it's Razor. 2 main DPS is in your team for Spiral Abyss, but in general for the game is definitely one you need to continue and go against all the challenge of the game. The reason why you need to focus on those first is because the main DPS you have is the character who is going to do, I would say, 70 to 80% of the job done. The second character you can focus is your main healer, I would say. In this case, I got Xinshu. The other main healer I normally use is Chi-Chi, and the one actually I started using very recently, it's Bennett. He actually become one of my favorite character and also one of my favorite support, you know why he's super strong. But if you want to know something about it, just please leave a comment and let me know if you want me to do a guide on Bennett as well. Last tips I have for you guys before we continue the video is about talent. Maybe some of us forget about them, maybe some of us they never notice, but I will really focus on talent. Imagine that you have level 90 character, level 90 weapon, all the artifact level 20, constellation 6. Okay, in this case I got really lucky, but all the talents level 1. The amount of damage, the amount of healing your character, depending of which, if it's a main DPS or if a healing character or is a burst damage. But in any character, the things you need to focus are also talent. It's very important that you level up those. It's the amount of impact that you will have thanks to level up this character in your team. It's huge. The main reason why I love this team and why I think is the best is strictly related to all the elemental reaction you can have in this game. Thanks to this team, basically you have a continuous elemental reaction connection between one and the other, who allowed you to defeat basically all the enemy in the game. You can go against all the Fatui shield, you can go against all the mage shield, you can go against a ruin guard, and it's basically done. It's good. And as you can see from my stats, you don't even need like a team of all the character level 90, all the character constellation 6, or like such a huge kind of damage. But in this moment of the game, in this moment where the enemy are this strong, these teams allowed you to do everything. I know out there are a lot of different teams, there are a lot of different guys, there are a lot of different players. They don't necessarily have this kind of character, they are not at my point, or even they're like definitely stronger than me or whatever. But I like play Genshin Impact with a little bit more, I would say, tactic, and not just like going and just like smashed everything like that, and without using my mind, I would say. So I play more calm, a little bit more strategy. I like to use this elemental reaction, and without, like, I would say, just doing with your finger, you can play a little bit more smart. You can do definitely less effort, and that's also why you upgrade your talent. That's why you also upgrade your artifact, not just for doing like left click, and so go on, because that's not how the game is built. As you can see, these teams allowed you to be prepared in every occasion. You can start with Diluc and apply some fire, and after you can go with the Xingqiu and some nice crit vaporize, and after you've done that you go with the Ganyu and you freeze the enemy. And thanks to this, Ganyu received the bonus. You can attack with Ganyu, so deal more damage. And after this is done, you can go back to Diluc again and you can do some melt combo. So it's like a continue elemental reaction and a continue high damage like progression against your enemy that's allowed you to kill it in a matter of seconds. Or even if you take more time, that you're like struggling sometimes, it's maybe because you're just unlucky with the crit and everything, but it's very fun to see all this reaction combined together, and it's very cool. The last character I added to the combo is Zhongli, mainly because it's my favorite character, but also if you think about the team in general, Xingqiu is a very nice healer, but is not as effective as maybe a Bennett or a Qiqi. So you need a little bit of protection, definitely, but also thanks to the new buff, Zhongli basically make everything very easy in the game. The 20% reduction against all the damage you do of your enemy. This is a lot of protection, so it's a must. If you have Zhongli, you just need to put it in this team, you just need to put it in your team, because it's too good. Before I leave you guys, I just want to remind you that everything I achieved can be completely free to play. Even if I don't spend a lot of money, but let's just imagine you don't spend any and you don't want to spend any. Instead of Xinshu, you can use Barbara. Instead of Diluc, you can use another fire character such as Ember or such as Chanlin. Instead of Ganyu, you can use another ice character like Keiya maybe. But if you don't really like Keiya, we know we have a super nice event coming up soon with the 1.3, so you can get maybe Chongyun. And of course, instead of Zhongli, you can use Noelle. So everything in this game is achievable. Everything is this game really depend of your playstyle, really depend of how much patience you put in, and you just really need to focus on your main DPS first, your healer, your burst damage, character who can give you some shield or some more healer, and from there you can start just build a team. But again, this is my favorite team, this is why I think it's the best one, but you can give me your opinion and you can write it down in the comment for me, and we can definitely discuss about it together. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, if you have any more questions, you can just write it down below in the comment. If you need any tips with your team build, just let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Ciao ciao.